Hi, this is Josephine from the Pointe shop. I'm at Silicon Valley Ballet Academy, and I'm with Arely right now, and we're gonna get fitted for some new pair of pointe shoes. So Arely has been on pointe. She's been in the Grishko Nova already, and we're gonna try to figure out a shoe that will help her balance a little bit better. A lot of the shoes that are tapered, it's a little bit difficult to balance if the platform is small. That's the part where you balance on. So the wider the platform, the easier it is for you to balance. If you see her foot, Arely's pretty tapered. Her big toe comes in a little bit. She has a little bit of a bunion forming and her big toe slants in. So she is pretty tapered, so the Grishko Nova does actually work pretty well for her. But we're gonna try to find a way to kind of widen the platform. So if she has a variation where she needs to balance for a very long time, or if she has to do a lot of toe hops, then it should help her with her dancing. So it's always good to have a couple different pairs of pointe shoes that you know that works for you. One that you can balance better in, one that you can turn better in. So it's always good to kind of explore different models. Okay, so for Arely, because her big toe slants in, we're going to start out with a little bit of a spacer. So it's not huge, it's just a little one. And it's just gonna fill in that little gap between her toes, okay? And we're gonna put that on the other side. And then we'll have the regular ouch pouches. These are pretty standard. They're not too thick, they're not too thin. So we'll put that on. Stand up for me. First position. And then I want you to tendu towards me. Like this one, Beautiful. So she has really great ankles. Her feet actually doesn't bend as much, but that's okay because her ankles are so flexible that she has no problem getting over on her pointe shoes. And then face me. And then parallel. So what I'm looking at is that sometimes I have to look at her foot shape inside her toe pads because that changes the shape of your feet. The toe pads make a really big difference. So I want to see what shape she is after she wears her toe pads. And even though she's pretty tapered without her toe pads, she's pretty even when she has it on. So it's okay to go with the more square box. First position one more time. And what I'm noticing is that even though she's a little bit wider through her metatarsal, her heels are really small. So that means that a lot of the shoes are going to slip off her heel. So I want to be cognizant of that when I'm fitting her pointe shoes. I want to make sure that it's tight enough so that it's not slipping off her heel. Okay, go ahead and have a seat one more time. So now that we looked at her shape and we looked at her size and her width, I'm going to select a shoe that might be a little bit easier for her to balance in. So when you're going to a wider platform for an easier balance, we usually have to fit her a little bit tighter through the metatarsal or she's going to slip down into the floor. Okay. It has a fairly wide platform, so it's easier for you to balance. But more than that, if you look at the shoe, it's pretty flat all the way across. So there's flat platforms and then there's rounded platforms. For balance, obviously the flat platforms are easier and the rounded platforms are easier to roll through. So some dancers really like that, some dancers like the flat platform, so you have to determine which one you like better. Stand up for me. Demi-plie. Now do you feel your toes pressing the end of the shoe?
No.
Okay, good. Straighten. Bring your left foot up on pointe. Step up onto pointe. Beautiful. So like I said, she has very pretty ankles, so most pointe shoes are going to look really pretty on her. Cross it into fifth position for me. And now because she is going from a very small platform like the Grishko Nova to a wider platform, I have to be careful that her big toe's not slamming into the floor. Because she has a lot more space in her toes, we might have to go a little bit narrower. See how she's sinking down? So I'm going to try a little bit narrower and go ahead and have a seat for me. So in Russian pointe, there's 6 different widths, so there's a lot that you can play with. You're like right in the middle of the road between like a 3 and a 4 in this model. Now all the different models are gonna have different sizes. So if you're a 38 with 3 in a Rubin, you're probably not gonna be a 38 with 3 in like a Muse or a Bravo or an Entrada. Okay, perfect. That actually fit a little bit better and went in a little bit nicer. So stand up for me. First position, demi-plie. Is it pressing anywhere?
No.
Good. Straighten. Bring your left foot up on pointe. Press up on both feet. Very nice. Beret into fifth position. Now do you feel a little less on your big toe?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now she's a little bit more lifted inside her pointe shoes, so she's not like sliding down into the floor, which happens a lot of times when you do the wider platform.